In this video, I will be demonstrating the new SpotColor iteration feature integrated in ZePrA 9. If we are converting a PDF file with spot colors, for example, such a PDF document that we are seeing here, it contains RGB images, gray images, CMYK images, and a few spot colors. Basically, these are the 4 spot colors that are in this file, and if we want to convert those spot colors to 7 color of an HP indigo printer with cyan, magenta, yellow, black, orange, green, and violet, then we can print this test chart and measure it. And while measuring, we can check if our spot color conversion has achieved a good result. And if not, then we can iterate the result and get better and closer deltaEs. And how that works, I will show in this video. So first of all, we would convert our PDF document in the queue, in the configuration for the conversion from ISO-coated to 7C indigo. This is what I've done already. And if a file has been converted, here in the process jobs list, I can select that file and right-click, go to the SpotColor Iteration Wizard. The wizard will open and it right away selects all the spot colors from the PDF document. You remember the 4 spot colors that we had in that file? In this wizard here, which consists out of 2 tabs here in the current iteration, this is basically the wizard we are following now. I can decide which of the spot colors I want to iterate. Like in my example here, I have the possibility to measure directly the spot colors in the file. So this is a big advantage. Otherwise, I would need a test chart with exactly those spot colors. But I'll show how that works. So for example, here, if I want only those 3 spot colors to be measured and iterated, I can deselect, for example, the last one. But in my case, I would like to iterate and measure all 4 spot colors. So when selecting the spot colors, I can click Continue. And here in the next dialog, I have 2 options. I can create a test chart. And if I do so, I select a measurement instrument with which I want to measure that. For example, here in my Eero 1 measurement instrument. And then I would create a test chart. And I'll simply save that to my desktop here. This test chart is now converted through the configuration to the 7 color of my indigo. And it would look like this. Here you see the 4 spot colors converted to the 7 color process. But in my case here, where I have the possibility to measure it right into my printed sheet, I don't need that test chart. I just wanted to show you how it would work if I would need a test chart. So this test chart would have to be printed then first on my printer and then measured. But in my case, I can just use my printed sheet. So I select down, create a test chart. I click Continue here, and then I can simply measure or load the measurement data. And after measuring, I can get already an evaluation. And here in that evaluation, I see all the 4 spot colors, the target LRB values, the device color values used for the conversion, and the resulted LRB measurements that I've measured with my instrument, and the deltaE values. And there is one color, like this Pantone 151, that is not optimizable, so it's out of gamut, basically. And there's another one which has a quite high deltaE, 2.3, but it would be still okay, but we can still optimize it because the wizard figures that it can be optimized. And the other 2 colors are really good already, so they don't need to be optimized. And the wizard decides and figures automatically that there can be an improvement, and by applying optimization, this improvement will be calculated automatically. Clicking Continue will create this optimized values. So as a next step, I can now use those values in my configuration and reprint my job. And I can as well measure again if I now hit the target better. And that's what I want to do now. I select the option here, Optimize Spot Colors again, and repeat job, which means that my job that I've previously printed needs to be reconverted through the optimized configuration and printed again. And if I click Continue, that's exactly what will happen. You'll see here in the pending jobs, the file will be reconverted with my queue and will now be processed. And after processing, this file can be printed and then remeasured. And that's exactly what we would do in this step of the iteration wizard here. So we would print our chest chart, measure the patches again, click continue, we would measure, and here in that dialog now we would see, okay, the first color which wasn't optimizable, that's still the case, but all the three other colors are now very good. Our achieved deltaE is 0.7 here in this example for the gray, and that's a very good example. And the wizard automatically figures that there is no optimization necessary anymore, and therefore it selects don't apply optimizations. So if I click continue, the wizard automatically selects the option to close this dialog, because the wizard now figures that the results are fine and that the dialog can be closed. I don't have to repeat the job again here, and I simply click continue and the dialog would close. And now with this very few steps, I have an optimized spot color conversion created for my 7-color indigo with a perfect, nearly perfect deltaE match for all the 4 colors.